Hi, Catherine. I just wanted to walk you through the ADP payroll and how to enter it into QuickBooks. So I know that normally you have your printout, but I just wanted to walk you through the payroll reporting in ADP Run just in case you ever had to pull a report from here. So you would go up to Reports up at the top and then go to Payroll Details. It's going to default to the most recent payroll. If you wanted, you could also run multiple payrolls. So this one's labeled prior one. The rest of them are labeled payroll. This prior one is basically prior to you using ADP. So let's say we just want to run a report on all of the payrolls within ADP. You would do April 8th and May 6th, and then hit this refresh button so that it all gets refreshed. You can then export to Excel, or you could even print directly from here. But what I need is May 6th to May 6th, refresh, and I'm going to export to Excel. So once we have that, I will go ahead and open up the payroll report. And everything is right here, just like it was on the screen in the ADP back office. So now what we want to do is go to QuickBooks and enter the information from this report. I like to use a payroll template just because it just kind of helps me. Then I have all the information before I go into QuickBooks with what I need. So I will go over to the payroll template in Excel. I'm going to right click on the word template and I'm going to make a copy. And then I'm going to move that one, drag and drop it to where the rest of the dates are. And I just like to label it with the date, the payroll date. I'm just going to put in -2 because we already did this earlier today. And then just hit enter. So in order to change that, you can either double click it or you can right click and rename. So once you have this tab ready to go, we will start pulling the information from the ADP report and plugging it in over here. But again, you can use your paper copies to get the information. So just to kind of walk you through the payroll report, the rows are per employee. So each section here, you can see the employee's Autumn for this one. This is her paycheck, basically the same information that would show up on her pay stub. And then you have Rebecca. And so each one of these rows is per employee. And then each one of these column sections, this one is hours and earnings. So this is your wages. The next one is taxes. This is your withholdings. So these are the taxes that are withheld from your employee checks. The next section is deductions. So your garnishments and things like that would show up here. Your net pay, that's going to be your wages minus your taxes equals your net pay. And then the employer, these are the taxes that the company pays for payroll. And then down below are all the totals in the gray area. So that's the total for all of this payroll run. And that's where we're going to pull the information that we need from. So again, the first section here is hours and earnings amount. So we're going to pull the total from there, 9786.15, and I pulled that from this cell right here. The next question is taxes amount. So this taxes is your withholdings. You have all of the details so you can see which agency are being paid which amount from each employee check. But we're just going to pull the total for QuickBooks, so $2305.70. Deductions are going to show up again in this section here, but for this payroll run, we don't have any. So this whole block is blank. So we are not going to put an amount in for deductions. The employer amount is the last section. We're going to pull this amount and put it in here, $760.85. So again, your net pay is your wages minus your withholdings. And so these yellow golden cells are going to be auto-populated. We do not need to put that information in, but I do like to double check it. So this amount should always match this amount. And it does, so we're good. And then we are going to put in the direct deposit transaction, and we're going to put in the taxes transaction into QuickBooks. So now we have all of the information that we needed from the ADP report. We can go ahead and close that. And we'll use this payroll template then to create the transactions in QuickBooks. So again, we need 2 transactions for every payroll run. The first one is your direct deposit, which is the blue one here. The second one is the taxes, which is the purple one here. And we are going to create a new expense. The vendor is ADP, and it's coming from your checking account, and we'll put the check date in here. The first category is payroll expenses, salaries, and wages. So you can just start typing that in. And we'll put in the amount here, $97.86.15. The next one is payroll tax payable. And that is a negative amount. So again, the reason for that is your direct deposit is your wages minus your withholdings. And that gives you the total. And the total matches the total here, so we're good. If you had garnishments, you would also put them in as a negative number. Again, we don't have any, so we're going to skip over that. And then you would just hit Save and New. I'm going to hit Clear because we did enter these earlier today. And then we'll enter the taxes expense. So again, payroll payee, ADP, payment date 5/6. The first category is payroll tax expense. So put that amount in, $760.85. And then payroll tax payable is going to be a positive amount because this is where we're actually paying it. And so that plus that equals that. So these two equal this amount. And I'm just going to clear that because we did do it earlier today. The next thing you would do is then go to your banking tab once these transactions are cleared through your bank, and there should be the action item to match them to the transactions that we just created. If for some reason it's not showing as a match, you just want to double check the amounts. Sometimes it'll be off by a penny or two, just depending on different rounding and how the percentages come out for the taxes. So if it's not matching, it could just be that. But if you have any questions while you're running through this, just let me know.